Well, hello everyone. I don't know if you knew, but the 2019 Military World Games were held in Wuhan in October 2019, which is around the time that this whole thing started. And it's interesting. They had a big opening ceremony with a lot of symbolism. Let's quickly look through this Wuhan opening ceremony. Now, at the beginning of the show, it was basically showed the armies of the world marching round, including the United States and all the different armies of the world taking part. I didn't know about this until very recently, so thank you to the person that sent this in. I didn't even hear about that this went on in Wuhan. But as you can see here, towards the middle of the opening ceremony, things started to get a little more interesting in terms of the symbolism of the one world system. But this, as you can see, is the communist star, the red star, which appears. And right behind it, you can see this army marching in, which we'll go into in a second. But this is the red communist star. It represents the 5 fingers of the worker's hand, or the 5 continents. But this is communism. No surprise there with China. Now this army that's coming in, they're all wearing blue helmets. This is actually the United Nations. So we go into this whole section of this huge UN army marching in right after the communist star. Just look at that. Absolute promotion of the United Nations, and then that forms into the star itself too. You see this? Complete militarized communist display coming from China. Then we get this celebration of the United Nations. It looks kind of pagan there. UN, one world. UN, just this huge display of the United Nations. Someone saluting in the centre. So yeah, what do you think to this? It's just unbelievable, and it kind of flew under the radar a bit because not many people, I don't think, saw this happen. I certainly didn't know about it. So they're UN, and then we get, just like the London Olympics and the recent video I did on the New Year's displays with the birds flying, you had this bird appearing in the background here. So, just like the phoenix rising again, right, with this UN propaganda. And we had a light bearer come in, and this whole thing bringing down the flame from above, seems very pagan to me, just like the light bearer, Prometheus and all of that. But the spaceman comes down, and then we see this green earth and this New Age symbolism. You see he's holding the light, bearing the light there with these children. This is a bit like the Denver International Airport mural in terms of its reference to the New Age, the end of war, one world system, and the whole stage turns into a new Earth. So you see that this New Age propaganda is actually, it's right out there in Asia, just as it's here. The whole world seems to be indoctrinated by this same agenda, theosophical New Age agenda. And we've got the rainbow appears, the dove of peace. You see the rainbow that appears there. And it says here, a community of shared future for mankind. And all the nations of the world. You see all the flags of the nations of the world, one world order, a new order of the ages. And that's the stadium from above in Wuhan. And we've got the globalism, the one world system. And this all took place in Wuhan. Can you believe it? Right in October 2019. Very interesting. But really this is, again, I just want to reiterate that maybe a better way of saying it is like a dark New World Order versus a light New World Order, or a New Age. So we have that evil, elitist symbolism we see, but ultimately, what's really of the Antichrist is the false light, the false awakening of the New Age. And that's what we're seeing being promoted as good in all sorts of movies and all different things. By the way, in these movies that we've been talking about, you see, have a look at Mission Impossible 2, the virus scene. Have a look at V for Vendetta, the pathogen to power. The pathogen to power for V for Vendetta. And we already looked at Resident Evil, the final chapter. Contagion is another one that's got a lot of parallels to things that are going on. So you see that this propaganda has been going on for a long time. But coming here, communist China, very concerning in these times, China on the world stage. It's just something to bear in mind. And I just want to reiterate that in these movies, the solution that's given to the problem of a totalitarian system of a New World Order elite is the false light, it's the false hope, it's the false peace, it's the false unity, it's the rebellion against the elite in order to bring about the Gnostic New Age. And that is what is being shown time and time again. And it's something I spoke about years ago, about how the enemy wants to use the police state to squeeze people to yearn after this new age. And that's what's happening. So just be aware that it's a Hegelian dialect, and in these films they're promoting the Gnostic theosophical New Age by the heroes that they give as a solution to the problem. So bear that in mind. That is the trick of the enemy. Satan masquerades as an angel of light. So remember that. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Stay safe, everyone, and God bless you.